Hey, Kaylee. It's not the moment. Hi, friends. I'm going live in a variety of places. Okay, I'm still going live on Instagram, so give me a hot minute. Here we go. I know some of the angles are a little like whatever because I am live in 3 places and I'm trying to make everyone a little bit good. Kaylee's also on my chair behind me. How is everyone? All right. Looks like I'm live on TikTok. Looks like I'm live on Instagram. Hi, Kaylee. We have a cat cameo. Here's Kaylee. She's helping with the stream. Okay. And I see some comments. Good meowing. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We are here for the Witchy Weather Report. I do this once a month where I go live the last weekend of the month at 11 a.m. Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday, and that's just because I have a busy schedule. I do events every weekend, and so it's whatever one works, and I will always post about it and let you know when the Witchy Weather Report is, but it's always the last weekend of the month. Hey, Mary Jane, how are you? If you would like me to pull a card for you, you can let me know using the secret code, and the secret code is to drop a cat emoji in the chat. Drop a cat in the chat. Here's mine. This is Kaylee. She likes to help. She likes to know the moment I'm about to press the live button and come over and be a little varmint. This is her favorite pastime. Hey, Judith, good morning. How are you? So in just a moment, I will be pulling a card for everybody, collective card reading. I'm also going to make, I'm going to go on Facebook and make it followers only for the chat because that helps with possible spammers. Yeah. Hello, friends. I see people tune in on TikTok. This is only my second month going live on TikTok with the Witchy Weather Report. If you're seeing me now, I'm live in 5 places at once: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. So if at any point the stream feels wonky to you, try one of the other places because it will probably be better there. Aw, Kaylee really wants to watch over the stream and be adorable this morning. Hi, baby. Usually she comes over and is a varmint, but she's being sweet today, so I kind of want to let her. I haven't manifested on Facebook yet. I see myself there. It'll be on the Sassafras Tarot page. You might have to go actually visit it, but I'm actually going to go over there myself right now. Facebook. I'm going to go over there myself and make it a viewers only vibe. Facebook has, I've noticed Facebook has not shared. Facebook is not making the effort to share lives really at this moment. So it's like if someone is going to go live on Facebook now, you have to go over to the page and find them. Yep, it's here. So if you go to the Facebook page, Sassafras Tarot on Facebook, you will see me. If you're waiting for a notification, you probably won't get one. I noticed Facebook is not sending live notifications anymore. Excuse me, Kaylee. All right. I have the second desk chair, which is Kaylee's co-pilot chair, which I like to leave for her. You have a great kitty too. Her name is Lilith. Aw. Adorable. We love it. All right. Is it edit post? It's not edit post. I'm trying to see how to decide who can comment on my Facebook video. Facebook always moves stuff around. Well, doesn't seem to be wanting to do it. So whatever. We'll just cross our fingers with Facebook that we don't get random spammers. If anyone does see a spammer, let me know in the comments. I will do what I can to immediately ban them and get them off the chat. Anyway, I'm reading today with the Everyday Witch Tarot by Elizabeth Alba and Deborah Blake. This is my old reliable cuddly tarot deck. I feel like it gives really good readings that are like, I don't actually like when people talk about tarot decks that way. The tarot deck doesn't give the readings. The reader gives the readings, right? Whether it's you or whether it's someone that you're getting a reading from. But I feel that the imagery in this deck is kind of cozy and makes you kind of feel safe. And so it's a little more like sitting down and going to tea with someone and talking about your problems, as opposed to someone smacking you in the face with your truth, which sometimes a tarot deck can do. So that's how I feel about this deck. And that's why I often use it as a go-to. Yeah. Hydration checkpoint. Everybody, if you're tuned in, answer me these questions 3. Question 1. Where are you tuned in from? I am broadcasting live from Long Island, New York. This is my unicorn habitat. Question number 2. What you sipping on? I am sipping on bottled water. And also, I'm going to be moving on to an iced latte from Aldi. I'm usually a Frappuccino bitch, but I'm trying to be a little more budget friendly and using the off-brand off latte. Iced latte, not off latte. Don't know. Finally, question 3. How are you feeling today? I want the real answer, not the polite answer. For real, how are you feeling? That's what I would like to know. I am feeling a little flustered, as I often do at the beginning of the broadcast, especially because I haven't gotten used to the 5 places, which means 3 devices. I've got StreamYard going to 3 places, and I've got my iPad on one side and my phone on the other doing TikTok and Instagram. So I'm like, am I live everywhere? What do I have to do to manage the stream? Good meowing, Andine. How are you? But I'm good, and I'm glad to be reading for you. And I'm going to do a quick share. Hey, everyone. Here is the Witchy Weather Report. Okay. So if you'd like me to pull a card for you, I'm here for the next hour. I'm here until noon, and I will pull cards for anyone who drops a cat in the chat. Put a cat emoji or write the word meow in the chat. Feel free to leave your question, or if you don't have a question and just want a general card, that's fine. Ooh, tune in from Huntington. Raspberry lime seltzer. Overwhelmed with work and current political situation. Big mood. Big mood on the politics. It's been a rough one. And, you know, I too have been like dealing with the need to stay informed and the need to be an activist and show up for what I believe in and show up for safety for my neighbors. And also the need to unplug and take good care of myself. So I'm on that roller coaster with you. I see a bunch of people. I know TikTok must be like recommending me because I see a bunch of people in and out. So hello, if you're on TikTok. I don't go, this is my second month live on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, here's what I do. I go live once a month for the Witchy Weather Report. And if you would like me to pull a card for you, you just drop a cat emoji in the chat or write the word meow and I will. My name is Rory. I'm a tarot reader, singer-songwriter, and all-around personal growth nerd from Long Island, New York. And this is our card for the week. For the month. I don't know why I said week. This is our card for the upcoming month. 10 of Cups, y'all. I'm trying to frame myself so that the card can be seen everywhere. The 10 of Cups is a card that is it is about family. It's about togetherness. It is about your dream life. What does that look like? What does it look like to you to have the togetherness and kindness and connection and community that would make you feel safe and whole? And further, what would help you be able to, how can I put it? What would help you be able to enjoy it? Right? Like, it's not just about being surrounded by your loved ones. It's being able to take the time and energy to focus on that. The 10 of Cups talks about family and chosen family, including yourself as a chosen family member, because I think often we leave ourselves out of the equation too often. And when we're in solitude, we don't think of ourselves as being in connection with family, but you are family. right? And giving yourself that sense of, okay, we're taking a time out. We're giving ourselves love and connection with those who matter, and the world will still be there for us, right? This energy of togetherness, this energy of showing up for one another, this energy of emotional intimacy. And I always talk about family in terms of chosen family rather than blood family. Now, your blood family can be your chosen family, and that's beautiful. But there are people whose blood family have feuded or disowned them. There are people who don't know their blood family. There are, like there are many different circumstances, but we can all have family. And the people to me who are the true family are the ones that we choose to show up for and who choose to show up for us, right? So that's the energy here of the 10 of Cups. Show up for the people who mean the world to you. That should include yourself. We love this energy. We love this energy for the month of November. It's been a wild 2025. I'm shaking my latte, everybody. That's not a euphemism. I'm just going to have some caffeine right now. Looking at all of the comments, Brittany says, one of my absolute favorite decks. Good morning, Andina. I usually see you on Instagram and you're on Facebook this morning. Been sick for the past week and a half. I'm so sorry. Slowly recovering after pushing myself through. Ooh, I feel that. Tis the season. My question is, I saw a finance offer 18 months, and I also saw I've been a wee bit available to draw upon. Do I take the plunge and do my damn kitchen? Ooh, love that question. I will pull a card for that when it is time. Hydration or caffeination? Checkpoint. Your call, everybody. Okay, looking to see who's in the chat. Hey, Tracy, how you doing, by the way? I don't think I got to say hello to you. I see Mary Jane on Instagram as our first person. I'm just going to be going from chat to chat to chat. So if you're like, but I should be next, don't worry, I got you. I'm going around my different screens because I am broadcasting in 5 places. So I see Mary Jane, I see Tracy on deck. And don't worry, I know there's more cats in the chat. Okay. Mary Jane, I'm pulling a card for you right now. I'm trying to get right to it because I know that I've got a lot of people tuned in today, which I'm delighted for. If I met you recently at a tarot party and you're tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Or tarot event. I've been doing a ton of events. Ooh, question, photography updates. I love the open-endedness of that question and yet gives me a topic. Okay. Question, photography updates. The answer is the Fool. It's time for a little bit of rebirth here, Mary Jane. I'm holding this card especially so that Mary Jane can see it because she is on Instagram. So if you can't see it where you are, I'll zoom out in a little bit, but I want Mary Jane to be able to take a look at it. Give yourself freedom. Give yourself the gift of freedom and give yourself the gift of a fresh start around your photography. What does that mean? It means what you make it, but trust that like if you feel the need to do a trust fall with the universe is like ready to catch you. And when I think about this in the context of the art that you make with your photography, I think about it as being not afraid to go in a new direction, not afraid to, whether that's a new direction artistically or whether that's a new direction in how you show up for your creativity, and how you put your world out there, put your art out there into the world so that other people can engage with it. Don't be afraid to try a new thing. Don't be afraid to go in a new direction. Don't be afraid to say yes to opportunities that come along that seem exciting. Like there's the element of surrender here. Explore that. Wow, we're getting really lovey, positive readings so far. Okay, I am going to pull a card for Tracy. Then I'm going to see who else is on deck. Oh my gosh. Hey, Mike, how are you? You totally can get a pull. You will be on deck after Tracy. Other folks who are tuned in, don't worry. I got you. I'm just going from broadcast to broadcast because I'm broadcasting in a few places. Is Delia tuned in too? Hello to both of you. Hello to the whole family. I'm scrolling on TikTok to make sure I haven't missed any comments. No, okay, just people like tuning in and out, which is fine. Okay. Ooh, Mary Jane says, I've been feeling it. It's time for a new creative direction. Delicious. Love that. Oh, she's making brekkie. What's for breakfast? I'm hungry. Tell her to let me know if she wants a card. I'll pull a card for her too. Okay, Tracy, this is your card. Your card is a tower, babe. It is time to be the change you wish to see in the world, and you don't have to do that with a big connected smile on your face. You're allowed to be real and state it. If you think some of the change that needs to happen is a little bit chaotic, I'm trying to hold this so that everyone can see it, but I especially want Tracy to be able to see it. Take a look at the tower on this card and how it's burning down, and how the witch on the card is actually smiling a little. Is this an inside job? Does she know the tower had to come down? The tower is a card of the type of destruction that comes before rebirth. So what is feeling like a house of cards in your life? What is feeling like this isn't sustainable, this isn't working? And you can ask yourself that question from locally to globally, right? Like from a very personal perspective to a very outside world perspective, and see where you feel it. What feels like it's not working for you, and like you need to be the one to open your mouth and create some change in your life. Sometimes we are afraid to make waves. We are afraid to rock the boat, but you are actually, like, your voice is needed right now, and your own ability to make waves and rock the boat and say this isn't going to work is precisely what everyone needs to hear. Sometimes we need to be the person addressing the elephant in the room and saying this isn't going to work. We need to pick a new path, and make it so, like trust your own wisdom looking at the situation. Trust your own wisdom as you see things that won't stand, whether you channel this into some type of resistance or political activism, or whether you translate this into looking around in your personal life or looking around in your work life and saying, yeah, I can see this isn't going to work long term. Now's the time to be radically honest with yourself and others and say, I know this isn't going to work, so we need to knock it down and start fresh. Be the tower you wish to see in the world. We love when the universe gives us an invitation to be an agent of chaos, because it is affirming. It reminds us that we know better than the structures we put in place. Sometimes as human beings, we put structures in place to help us. And what ends up happening is that they outgrow their usefulness and we become a little bit slaves to them. Chaos for good. Okay, Mike, I'm pulling a card for you. Let me know if Delia wants a card on deck. I have a couple people on deck. I have Judith. I'm tuning in to see. I have Judith. I have Brittany, and I have Ondine. That's who I've got on deck right now. If you want a card and you haven't heard your name just now, let me know. Also, I'll take this moment to say, if you enjoy this broadcast, if you enjoy me going live with readings, would you do me a favor and throw me a share? Would you share this wherever you're watching right now, and just let people know it is live, because I would love to spread the good word about Sassafras Tarot and have more humans. And also, I know we have some regulars that like to see this. And since Facebook in particular, Meta, doesn't care about live anymore, this is my update as a social media human, by the way. Thank you for that share. I see you. Social media doesn't, Facebook in particular, Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, doesn't care about live at the moment. They were really, really pushing it for a few years, and now they're really not. And so if you've been used to getting notifications for my lives, you might not anymore, because Meta just doesn't care as much. So, throwing a share helps with that visibility so that we can all tune in and enjoy it. You're welcome, Tracy. Okay. Mike, this is a card for you. Wheel of Fortune, good energy ahead. Again, a little bit of surrender called for, which isn't to say don't keep doing the things that matter to you, don't keep showing up, right? It means that understand that anything can happen. And, we just had the Tower, and now we have the Wheel of Fortune, and these cards are sister cards, and the Tower means anything can happen, and the Wheel of Fortune means anything can happen. When I pull the Wheel of Fortune, I always think of those roadside vending machines, the one with the little claw where you like move the claw around to get your prize. And at truck stops or whatever, or like certain restaurants, like where there's going to be kids, they have these little claw machines and they talk at you as you go by. They're like, it's your turn to win. And that's what I hear, that little voice on the vending machine. It's your turn to win whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune. Like, so that's really the energy for you here. It's your turn to win. Spin the wheel, try your luck. Like, know that luck is on your side a little bit. This doesn't mean you take zero action. In fact, it does mean you should be a little bit flexible and adaptable, because the world will throw things at you that recontextualize things. And The human mind is evolutionarily conditioned to resist change and be a little bit stressed by it, even if it's good change. So remember to put yourself on purpose in a mode of adaptability. And when you get a change that seems to throw you for a loop, be like, well, there's an opportunity in here. I just haven't seen it yet, because the universe is giving you opportunity. And you can choose as well, like how you choose to apply it. You are having a run of good luck ahead. Yeah. Hydration checkpoint, everybody. Yes, change can be scary, but we'll seek out the positive by reframing. Yeah, and like know that there's more positive than negative to be had in this change. It's just that our squishy human bodies and brains are conditioned to be afraid of change. Because when the human race was not quite as extended and dominant as it is today, for better or worse, not having change meant that we knew where the lion usually slept and whether it was going to come eat us in the morning, and meant that we knew where our food sources were, and meant that we knew where shelter was, right? And then change could mess that up, right? So we kind of are hardwired to fear change, but we're now as a species, a little more self-actualized than that, a little more able to create positive change for ourselves. So we have to remind ourselves change can be really good. By the way, I'll take a moment and say, I am going to this week, for everyone who has ordered their November tarot report, or if you're on the repeat order, some of you are, I love you. I love getting to check in with you every month. I will be pulling those reports between now and Halloween for November. My guarantee is always that I deliver it to you by late in the day on the 1st, so you can have it for the full month. If you would like to order a tarot report from me, I do this once a month. I am about to raise my prices after Halloween, so this is the last time they will be at this price. And if you're on the monthly, you'll stay at your price. So that's it. If you want to order that monthly and stay locked in, you can. If you want a one-off tarot report, it's $37, and I go week by week by you in a quick 10-minute video and send you an overview of the whole month, week by week, and also the energy you can embrace and the energy you should steer clear of. So it really is about what's the weather and how to harness it for your highest good during the upcoming month. So that's $37 if you want a one-off Witchy Weather Report for personal for the month of November. But if you want to subscribe and save, it's $27. And that can be found at tinyurl.com/your tarot month. All one word, tinyurl.com/your tarot month. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Feel free to message me too if you didn't catch that link. I am happy to send it to you in a message. But I always say you message me if you're interested in a reading for me, because I want to differentiate myself from the spammers who will show up in people's DMs and try to get them to pay. I'm not that. I only have one account. I will never do that. You gotta reach out to me. Ondine says you look radiant this morning and I love your hair. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's behaving. I don't know why, but I'm thankful. Okay. We got Judith on deck, looking to see if Judith says, I am wakey Okay, I don't see a specific question, so I'm just pulling a card. We also have Brittany and Ondine after Judith. Judith, King of Wands. Name it and claim it. The King of Wands really is about setting the vision, owning the vision, and moving forward with it. I'm going to try and move this forward so that Facebook can see it well. I'm trying to make sure that it's visible and not being affected by my ring lights or anything like that. So the King of Wands, I can't see my camera, so I'm just hoping and praying. Thoughts and prayers. The King of Wands names his mission, names his vision, and decides he will move towards it. Now, that's the order of events is important. He doesn't look around and be like, well, what can I reach for? He doesn't look around and be like, well, I don't know. What do I want? What's available? He's not reading the menu. He's going into the diner. He is not opening the menu. And he's like, this is what I want. My friend Melissa orders that way, like doesn't even open the menu. She's like, here's what I want. And she always names something like amazing that I wish came out of my own brain. She's like, I'd like some hash browns, but I also want some peppers and onions on those hash browns. And a side of what's that stuff that goes on like eggs Florentine, hollandaise sauce, and a side of hollandaise sauce, and also some toast. She'll like name some assortment of items that I'm like, those are all the items I want too. And she'll just like cobble together a breakfast and be like, this is what I want. I know you can make it for me. That's the King of Wands. The King of Wands has the faith in himself to say, I know this is possible. So I'm going to name exactly what I do want, and I am going to claim it, and I'm going to speak it into existence. Now, when people say the word speak it into existence, I want to talk for a quick minute about manifesting, because I think that there are still people who are teaching manifestation and people who believe that manifestation is just like, think it really hard and it comes like, I'm manifesting it. No, you speak it into existence, and then you start moving forward. You start moving forward with an attitude of, this is coming and I'm doing the things to make ready for it, right? So if you're like, okay, well, what I want in life is to take this particular trip and have a wonderful time, like, yeah, you do have to do things like research the flights. You do have to do things like create the opportunity for that trip to happen, right? If you decide I'm going to build a business, you do have to like think what you're going to call your business, and you do have to let people know I'm building a business, and you do have to like take the practical steps. In other words, you don't just be like, it's coming to me. No, we have to take responsibility for our own destiny. We name it and then we claim it. And that is what the King of Wands does. And the King of Wands doesn't have any room for doubt of like, am I allowed to want this? Yeah. You decide what you want, and then you just start doing it. And you do it with this energy of like, here's what I want. I know it's possible. So I'm just going to start walking, and I know the journey will unfold before me in the way that it needs to. You are the King of Wands. Be the King of Wands you wish to see in the world. Oh, we're asking where I am streaming right now. Yeah, 5 places. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. And it's at Sassafras Tarot, same username in all the places. So if you want to try out a different one, you can go find me there. At Sassafras Tarot on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Hey, Aria, how are you? I see you putting cats in the chat. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I will get to you pretty soon, actually. We got Brittany on deck, then we got Ondine, and then we got Aria. Thank you for promoting, Judith. I appreciate you. Hydration checkpoint. I'm going for the caffeine this time. I've got my like a good bisexual. I have 2 open drinks. Actually, I do have 3 open drinks with me, because I have my new water, and I have my have to finish this water from my bedside table water, and my mocha latte. Okay, Brittany says, thank you for telling me. I have a question, but it's a rambly one since I'm struggling with the words today. Twitch doesn't like it, so I sent it in Discord. Okay, I'm going to go find your question in Discord. Where did you send it? Is it a direct message? Oh, I see it. It's on the Sassafras thing. Oh, and that reminds me too that Grayson also needs a card. And Grayson did request a card earlier, so I'm going to pull a card for them right after you, Brittany. Okay, getting the card request in pre-broadcast with a heads up that I'm working on formulating a question, but words are tricky. I'm reading this in real time, everybody. Context, I'm struggling with making changes mindfully and sustainably, throwing myself all in, but this tends to make the changes not lasting, or I end up hurting myself. Also tend to get stuck in a self-sabotage loop. I'm also getting really deep into existing projects, and that's great. I'm including my health as a project. The question, where can I focus or prioritize to continue making the changes I want, get the progression I've been working so hard towards, but also do so mindfully and with gentleness towards myself? If this comes back as anything balance related, how can I get past the self-sabotaging and figure out what's actually helpful versus what is just noise? I love that question. I love the specificity, and I know exactly what you mean, because I face those struggles as well. Okay. Coming back to my window so I can see the comments. All right, Brittany, this is for you. The answer is 3 of Cups. The answer is tune to your chosen family and allow them to reflect back to you your strengths. So look at the happiness here on the Three of Cups. First of all, there's a reminder that joy must be part of the equation. So any change that you are implementing or plan that you are implementing that feels more like a slog rather than a joyful move is something to side eye. Anything that feels more overwhelming and less like, yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, we're doing it, is something to side eye, because look at the three figures on this card. They're toasting, even their cats are in the background playing together. There's a full moon indicating culmination, and they're all celebrating each other. And so the secondary part of this message is do it in community. And I know that you have cultivated a really beautiful community of people who get it and people who get you, and people who are good at being cheerleaders without doing the hustle culture thing, which can be a little bit toxic. You know what I mean? Who like recognize the ableism of hustle culture, right? Do it in community and do it with joy. That is going to be your two check boxes. When you're like, should I do this thing? Should I embark upon this particular thing that I'm envisioning for myself? Can you do it in community? Can you involve your chosen people? Because you know what community is meaningful to you and who will give you the good, meaningful feedback. And also be a loving mirror to your inner artist, your inner creative, to your inner child. And can you do it with joy? Does it feel joyful? And can I do it in community? These are the two boxes to check. That doesn't mean that you can't do things on your own, but it does mean like making use of things like body doubling, making use of things of like the checks and balances of the friends who, you know, might tap us on the shoulder and be like, hey friend, are you falling into this self-sabotage or whatever? And making use of also the friends who will be a cheerleader when we're like, I don't know if I can do this, who will like remind you that you can, and maybe even be like, here's what you did before and you knocked it out of the park. Can you do it the same way? You know what I mean? Those loving mirror friends, that's the energy. Do it in community, do it with joy. Just taking a look at comments right now. I'm like, is my face going blank? I'm in comment reading mode. Also, I have 3 devices in front of me, and I don't know if I have a timepiece on any of them. Okay, it says 11:34 on my iPad. Okay, good. So we're only halfway through. We have 2 more people on deck. We have Judith and Aria. If you're not, wherever you are, wherever you're watching me, if you're not following me, could you follow me? Because first of all, don't you want to do this again? And secondly, I will be posting about my upcoming stuff, and I will be posting random readings and stuff like that. And I would love for you to be able to see that. And I am going to be hosting some kind of a intensive class slash, I always call my group experiences, like, I think a group experience is a better way to put it. I'll be hosting a group experience this winter, because class makes it feel a little bit like you're being graded. It's more like we're going on a group learning and healing journey together. Now, I often do witchy self-care during the winter. I've been considering adding a creativity element to that because so many of my people are creative and do something like a creativity magic experience. If you're interested in that, and or if you're like, don't do that, I just want witchy self-care, drop it in the comments because I haven't formulated my plans all the way around it yet, and I'd love to know what you think. Oh, I did yours, Judith. I'm so sorry. You're right. I have Ondine and I have Aria. I knew it was a regular. Anyway, if you're interested in any of those things, follow me because I will be posting about them. Oh, hey, Melissa, how are you? I was just talking about how I'm thinking of running a creativity magic experience this winter, which will include a lot of the elements of witchy self-care, which I've been running for the last 2 years and has been very rewarding. Anyway, what do you think? Do you want a card? How you doing? Okay, Ondine, I know you had a question. I'm scrolling up for it. Oh, before I get to Ondine, let me go to Grayson. Grayson, and I'm going to tell them right now. Okay, it's 11:36 a.m. and I'm reading Grayson's card. Grayson said, as usual, I would love a card. And they asked right at the beginning when I made the announcement, what do I need to be aware of for the coming month? Grayson, here is your card. Grayson, your card is the Ace of Swords. You're going to tell yourself what you need to be aware of for the coming month, and it's going to be a moving target because you have the opportunity for different revelations at this time. I'm trying to frame this card so it's in frame everywhere because I'm not sure where you'll be watching back. But there's an atmosphere of breakthrough. And I can tell you from my own experience, the best ways to facilitate breakthrough is simply to take good care of yourself and honestly to be a little boring in order to make room for it. In other words, it's hard to have a breakthrough when you're doing 800 things a day and trying to cram it all in because there's just not as much room for that. So give yourself, enough boring structure in your life, doing things that you care about and caring about yourself, because there is information ready to come through. Often this information feels like a download, and often what feels like magic and feels like a call from the heavens or whatever is actually our subconscious simply ready to heal, ready to live bigger, ready to dream, and ready to do that in a way that breaks our old cycle. And so it may come to us in the form of dreams. It may come to us in the form of feeling like a download. It may come to us through any guides or spirits that we work with as part of our spiritual practice. It may come to us through journaling or through art. But for you, like, you're ready to have some level ups in your own possibly mental health game, and or just the way you put yourself out there into the world and the way you engage with your life. You're ready to have some level ups that recontextualize everything. It's that kind of epiphany. And so where should I focus? Focus inward, focus on yourself, focus on being a little more reflective than usual, focus on documenting a little more than usual, and in whatever way feels delicious to you, whether that's like reflecting to yourself as you take a walk or take a shower, whether that is creativity, or whether that is like writing in a journal, or just having more conversations with close friends. That reflection will yield results this month. And I suspect it's not just one, but multiple epiphanies that are available to you. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, new TikTok friends. How are you? I love that I get to go live on TikTok now. I'm in 5 places now. Thanks also for everyone who's been dropping in and out on different platforms. If you want me to pull a card for you, I would love to. I'm here live until noon, so about 21 more minutes. And the code, the secret code that we use to get a card is dropping a cat in the chat. So either putting a cat emoji or writing the word meow. And I will pull a card for you if you do that. And you're welcome, of course, to have a particular question or just ask for a card. Okay, on deck we have Ondine. Judith is saying hi from Twitch, Melissa. I love that I have people tune in I'm on 3 different devices in 5 different places. And I love that, like, I'm a go-between and people send messages to each other. Like, we've had a broadcast where one person like isn't feeling well or whatever. And then everyone from every other broadcast is like sending them healing energy, and I'm letting them know. And I love this community. Y'all are so great. Y'all are so nice. Okay. Scrolling up to see if Ondine had a question. Yes. Okay. The question is, I saw a finance offer, 18 months. And I also saw that I have a wee bit available to draw upon from retirement savings. Do I just take the plunge and do my damn kitchen? That is the question. So I'm just pulling a card around that for you. And the card is the Emperor. Do you already know the answer? Do you already know what you want to do? That's what I want to ask you, because the Emperor, a lot like the King of Wands, is like names it and then claims it. Now, I see the Emperor out here having a map. It's rolled out at his feet. He's on a throne. You can see that, like, it's probable that he's journeying, because he's literally on this throne amidst mountains and stuff like that. So he's not at his home base. He's more in the middle of a journey, but he's taking an Emperor moment, and he has his throne, and he has his scepter, and he has his crown, and he has his like little wintry cape, and he's taking a moment to connect with himself and his own authority and be like, what's next? And you could see his faithful companion is over here snuggling and having a little nap. Because the Emperor knows that you don't have to be in constant motion to get where you want to go. The Emperor knows it's better to be strategic. And so I'm going to ask yourself, if you roll out the map of your life and where you're going and what you know is important to you right now, is this a part of that journey or not? Like, I'm throwing the question back to you and your inner Emperor and your inner authority. And this doesn't mean, of course, as you get different opportunities, we talk about this earlier in the broadcast, as you get different opportunities, yeah, context can change and you can realize, oh, I might change my plan. So I'm not telling you to be inflexible and rigid in your thinking. I'm telling you, what's the big plan? What's the big dream? What will make you move towards your self-actualization and fulfillment, dare I ask, right? And is redoing the kitchen right now like a delicious part of that plan? Is that like, yep, that's the next step for you? Or does it feel like a distraction? And I'm not putting any weight on either side. I'm asking you and your inner leadership to reflect on that question. And if it is on the plan, then like go ahead and start planning it, you know? That is the vibe. Spam around the twist. Oh, I see. You know, I wish I had my guitar. I wish I had my guitar because what I like to do when I get a spam around the Twitch is like sing their spam comment to them, but I don't have the guitar. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space at XOV for RISC. Woo! Thank you, spammer. I gave you the attention you desired. Have a wonderful day. Okay, next up, I have Aria, and then I have Melissa. And if there's anyone else who has not gotten a card from me, let me know. If there's anyone else who has not gotten a card and would like one, let me know in the chat because I do have time for you today. Melissa's saying creativity, magic experience. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. That's just the vibe. That's the vibe that my own heart is going. And I know I'm in a community with a lot of creative people. And I think it's time to marry the two, to cross the streams. So it's like Ghostbusters. You remember was it Ghostbusters 1? I think it was the first one where they're like, don't ever cross the streams. It would be bad, right? And then at the very last thing where they're like fighting the final boss, Egon's like, cross the streams. And Ray's like, cross the streams. And then they cross the streams, and that's what gets them through the battle, right? I'm like, maybe it's time to cross the streams of my witchy self, my music self, and do a creativity magic. I don't know. I'm excited about it. Okay. Brittany says, I adore your class experiences. Thank you. I adore having you a part of them. All right, Aria, I'm scrolling up. I see your cats. I'm looking to see if there's a question. I don't see a question, so I'm just pulling a card for you. Hello, friends. If you just tuned in, my name is Rory. I am a tarot reader, musician, and personal growth nerd, and I do this once a month with the Witchy Weather Report. So if you would like for me to pull a card for you, you got about 15 minutes. Let me know. By the way, to remind everyone and those who just tuned in, our card for the month for collectively is the 10 of Cups. We are meant to focus on the people we love the most. We're meant to focus on our family and community, whatever that means to you. Blood family is not the same as chosen family. Can be, but isn't necessarily. And I'm talking about chosen family, which may include blood family, right? I am encouraging you to include yourself under the heading of family. If you feel like you're alone and don't have a family, yes, you do. You are that family, and you deserve to think of yourself that way. Show up for your family, show up for your community, show up for your chosen family, your chosen community. It is the fabric of our community that gets us through these times, which I believe is something that AOC said at the beginning of this batshit year. It's the fabric of our communities that get us through. So be the fabric and show up for not just connection and looking out for one another, but for joy. Show up for joy and togetherness at this time. Aria, this is your card. It is the Queen of Pentacles. You are meant to be the Queen of Pentacles. Now, what this means is you are the resource you need. You are the resource that you seek. See how calm the Queen of Pentacles is, sitting in her throne in the forest, right? With her cats around her. There's a cat and some kittens. It's very cute. The question is, I'll tell you what the question isn't. The question isn't, can I? Yes, you can. The Queen of Pentacles is here to remind you that with a little bit of self-awareness and willingness to show up, one day after the other, that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. The Queen of Pentacles knows you can, knows you have before, and can open up that toolbox again and help you do anything you want to do. You are the queen of your life. You are making the calls as someone who has all the resources in the world at their own fingertips, and importantly, the resource that is being yourself, the resource of your own diligence, your own willingness, right? So the question isn't, can I? It's, what will I do with my resourcefulness and my capabilities during this time? If I look at my life as a queen looks at her queendom, and says, what is needed and what do I want and what matters most to me and how do I show up for it every day, right? That might be a project, that might be a hot burning desire that you put into reality. It might be something like the quiet project of building your stability a little more by saying I'm showing up more for my health, or showing up more for my finances, or showing up more for my friends. It's up to you what it is that you want to do. The how is going to be with self-awareness and a willingness to show up every day, but not burn yourself out over it, right? A little bit every day gets it done. This is a lesson that the Queen of Pentacles knows, and an understanding that you have all the resources. You are all the resource that you need. This doesn't mean you have to do everything in a vacuum. The Queen of Pentacles knows all the different resources are at her fingertips, and she can choose which ones to use. Is she using the resource of her hard work? Is she using the resource of someone else she knows who might be able to help? Is she using the resource of a skill or a community that she can leverage, right? What resources is she using to get it done? You have the resources you need. Hydration checkpoint. Hey, Anna, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, we have got Melissa on deck. And then we've got Anna, and I might pull a card for myself if I have time. Hydration checkpoint. I said it, but I didn't do it. Wait, I will be a good girl and I will finish my little baby pull and spring bottle. Okay, Melissa, I am pulling a card for you. Hey, Kaylee. Kaylee's coming up. Want to come visit, baby? Want to say hi to the stream? I know the stream would love to see you. Okay, Melissa, this is your card. It's the Four of Cups. Don't settle. Don't settle. Melissa, you missed it, but I was just talking for everyone earlier. The card was the King of Wands, and I was talking about how you're ordering not from the menu, but from what it is that you truly want. Like, not looking around first to be like, what's possible, but just going, this is what I want. And I was talking about, I have so much respect for your diner orders, and you're just like, here's what I want. I know y'all can make it. This is what I want. And I want to remind you of that energy and that ability to be very clear on your desires. And not to settle for something that's like, oh, well, this is like, I understand contextually, why someone might offer me this. I understand contextually why this might appear as an opportunity for me, even if it's not making my heartbeat any faster, right? It's not a time to settle. And it's certainly not a time to put more things on your plate that you feel kind of lukewarm about. You're not entering into a lukewarm era. You're entering into an era where you do the things that like light you on fire in a good way, not a hospitalization required kind of way, and make you feel like you are living the life you're meant to live. And that means that you do have to be strong and say no to things that don't light you on fire, but you're like, oh, but I could see how this could make sense, right? We don't build our delicious life, our wild one true life by saying, well, I guess this is all right for now. We build our one wild and true life by saying, no, I want the real deal. I want the shit that makes my heart beat faster. So don't be afraid to say no. Saying no is a blessing to everyone. Saying no is a blessing to the person to whom you refuse it, because they can then go offer their beautiful cup, which has nothing wrong with it, but simply isn't for you, to someone who will worship the ground they walk on for giving them that cup. Right? They can go have someone who's all in, and you can find the thing that you will be all in for. And it's a blessing to everybody. Don't settle. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you, Aria. Thank you for tuning in. Blessed be. Samhain coming up, everybody. Is anyone doing anything for Samhain and or Halloween for those who celebrate either or both? I should tell you, I will be reading, if you're here on Long Island, I will be reading cards all night at Betterman Distillery in Patchogue. And when I say all night, I think they have me going from 6 to 10 on Halloween on the 31st. So if you would like to be a part of that, I know it's going to be fun. Their parties are always amazing. They're always amazing, but their Halloween stuff like kicks it up a notch. Mel Morin's going to be doing music, I believe, and I am going to be in a secluded area, so you have both some privacy and we can hear ourselves talk, reading cards that night. So I would love to read for you. And I'm thinking about going to a Samhain ritual that weekend, but I don't know. I might be exhausted from all the Halloween events. So I say all the Halloween events. It sounds like I'm celebrating. I am, but mostly also I'm reading. I'm showing up as a reader. So there's an exhaustion factor. Both. Ooh, going over to Ruth Ann and Walls. We love that. Okay. Anna, pulling a card for you. Meow, meow. Anna, your card is the Page of Swords. Be aware that there are answers to be had and they're not the usual ones. It's time to be a student of life right now. It's time to assume. It's time to, here's a phrase I've been using recently this fall, open yourself to the delicious possibility that you are wrong. And by wrong here, I mean incorrect. Open yourself to the delicious possibility that the way you see things or the conclusion you've reached might not be the right one. And there might be a more expansive view available to you that makes for more possibilities in your life. Thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee's opening the door beside me, illustrating my point, opening the door a little wider, right? The Page of Swords is very excited and very curious and wants to talk and wants to figure things out and knows how much they don't know. And it's a blessing right now to know how much you don't know. It's a blessing right now to ask yourself, what's the next move? What's possible? What am I excited about? And know that if self-limiting beliefs come back, they're just that. They're self-limiting beliefs. And ask yourself, what could I learn to turn this belief around? What could I ask the universe for? Should I ask the universe for a teacher, or should I put my energy into learning a different mode of thought? Because more is possible than you think. That really is the message of the Page of Swords. More is possible than you think. There's just a learning journey to get there. So go ahead and be a student of the universe. Open yourself to the delicious possibility that there's more that you don't understand, and that understanding it can expand your world in a big, big way. Look at us. We got extra time. If anyone wants a card, I am going to hang with us for the next 6 minutes in case anyone pops on wanting a card. If anyone wants a card, let me know. Our card for everybody is the 10 of Cups. Show up for your community. Show up for your chosen family. Hey, Mike, does Delia want a card? Are you still tuned in? If so, let me know. Show up for your community and your chosen family and let them show up for you. Show up for joy. In these times, I've stopped using the phrase unprecedented times because unfortunately in America, the times that we're going through are very precedented. And we, the people, are the ones who need to be united in presenting a backslide into fascism, into authoritarianism, into bigotry, into hatred. And we need to take responsibility for that. And part of the way we take responsibility for that is actually joy. Yeah, we have to do the activism. We have to do the resistance. We have to show up in the ways that we can. And there are many ways to resist. And if you think there's only one, respectfully and lovingly, you're wrong. If you are like, I want to resist, but I can't go to a rally, there's a bunch of other ways to resist. Call your senators, be part of a phone bank, show up for the people who are going to rallies by being their safety call. You know what I mean? If you're like, I want to resist, but I can't donate to whatever. Okay. So you know what? Like there's lots of things you can do with your own mind and your two hands that are free. But joy is a big part of it. If we put all of our energy into like, oh God, I have to solve this problem. I can't rest until we solve this problem. We burn out, especially with something as big and as unsolvable by one human being as what's happening right now in our world. It really takes not just a village, but a critical mass of people who are showing up for what's right in order to turn the tides. And that is a slow turn, my friends. It took us a long time to get here. It will take us time to get back. And so we have to, during this time, cultivate our joy, cultivate our self-care, cultivate our kindness. And the 10 of Cups is reminding us that we can't just focus on the problem that we're trying to solve. We can't just focus on the baddies that we are hoping to be underdogs and overcome. We have to focus on ourselves and our loved ones and our joy. And when we don't give ourselves joy, the bad guys win. When we don't give ourselves community, the bad guys win. When we feel isolated and alone and like all we can do is fight and we're like a cornered animal, the bad guys win. Prioritize your joy. Cultivate joy. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. All right, hydration checkpoint. I'm going to pull a card for myself for this month. Are y'all ready? I'm about to I always do this, and then I'm like, oh God, everyone just saw that card come up for me. Whatever. Hydration checkpoint. It's the Seven of Cups, reminding me that I'm in charge and I have choices to make, and that I'm choosing from many good options. The Seven of Cups here is about decisions, and it's especially about prioritizing. And that's a word that can be tricky, especially if your brain or part of your brain has been hijacked by productivity culture and workaholism and capitalism, which how could it not be? Priorities should come from the heart. You can see this person's hand is on a little heart icon. Priorities should come from the heart. It should come from our core values, our beliefs about who we want to be and how we want to engage and act in the world. And that's different for everybody. And it also has to do with our gifts. You know, where are our gifts that we're excited to use and that make an impact on people, right? And like that has to do with our priorities and our values. And this is a reminder to me that I'm driving the bus and I should make my decisions from the heart about where the bus is headed next. And this is very relevant to me as I move into November, where I get a little more choice, because during this busy time of year, which lasts about summer through October for me, I'm just like going from event to event. My music world and my tarot world get very busy this time of year. And so my life is a little bit prescribed for me. I wake up and I know where I'm going and I know what I'm doing. And I happen to love my work, so that's good. And then as I move into November and it gets a little less busy, I have more choice to decide where am I steering the ship. So let me tell you all, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. If you're here on Long Island, come to Better Man Distillery on Halloween if you don't have plans. I will be reading cards from 6 to 10. Wherever you are, if you want to order your November tarot report, the URL to do that is tinyurl.com/yourtarotmonth. Please put in your order as soon as possible, because I do already have some tarot reports I'll be doing. I only have so much time between now and Halloween. So if you want it, go for it. Also, I'm about to raise my prices. So if you have been thinking about doing the monthly order, now's the time, because you'll be grandfathered in. It's $27 if you want a tarot reading from me for the month, every month in your inbox. And again, the URL, tinyurl.com/yourtarotmonth, tinyurl.com/yourtarotmonth. Message me if you want that URL. I will not message you. I only have one account. I am not a scammer. If you get someone commenting or messaging trying to solicit you for a reading, it's not me. I ain't got time to do that. You can really only get a reading from me through like my websites. And if you need a refresher on where to go, just message me. I'll send it to you. Yeah. And I am going to be doing a Creativity Magic group experience at some point pretty soon. Look for information on that after Halloween, because that's when I will be pulling my attention into it. And as usual, I will offer like a kind of smaller intensive group experience that's free, where we can all like get together in a group and like just kind of like explore these topics and ideas a little bit for a couple of days. And then for those who wish to continue and make it really be a focus for them through the turn of the year, I will be offering a more intensive, more serious creativity magic course. And I would love for you to participate in either or both of those. I would love for you to come be in my community. My group experiences are magical. And I say this because it's not about me. It's about all the people who show up to them and the magic that they all bring. The magic of our community is really friggin' potent, I have learned. And close friendships are formed, and really, really cool shit happens in our lives as a result of us just getting together and focusing on our growth. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want more information right now, message me. I'd love to chat with you. In fact, you can even help me shape it, because I'm still deciding what form this will take. Otherwise, stay tuned, because there will be more, and I will let you know. Probably after Halloween, I'll be posting a bunch about this. That's all, friends. Have a wonderful. I'll see you again soon. We'll see you again. We'll do this again in November, last weekend of the month. Bye.